All right, all praise to Yahweh, Bahoshem, Yahweh Shai, Bahoshem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, so we're going to pick back up on this subject. We're going to go back to Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 22. It reads, "The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence." So this wisdom that Esau Edom thinks that he has, all right, really isn't wisdom. It's just knowledge of wickedness. And this is what he uses against all peoples. All right, and this is going to be the double-edged sword that is also used against him. All right, not the wickedness itself, but his power is his downfall. All right, him being the wicked. All right. So I just wanted to touch on that verse again really quick. Let's go here to now. Let's go to Proverbs 21 and 6 to speak on this more. All right, the getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Okay, and you may walk around this earth saying that you don't seek death, but in holding on to things that aren't wise, that is exactly what you are doing. So even though you don't speak that you're seeking death, or that path that you are on, okay, is likened to you seeking death. All right, and Esau teaches his ways. He pushes this wicked way in the earth now. All right, any way outside of this truth, any ways outside of this wisdom is a part of a lying tongue, okay, and it is seeking death. All right, let's now go to Proverbs 21 and 13. It says, "Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard." All right, this is the same. This is the spirit of Esau, and also the same one that he's always had. Okay, he or whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. All right, he doesn't hear the poor. All right, he pushes his own agenda. All right, why are people still getting more and more stepped on? Or why is he trying to increase to himself more riches? Why is he trying to increase to himself people? All right, slaves are riches also. And that's what he's doing. That's where his philosophy is leading you, into becoming servants of his. All right, being in forever bondage of him, or being under bondage of him perpetually. All right, that's why that mark of the beast, it serves as a badge of servitude to this man. It's not about money anymore for this man. It's about control. Okay, and his pride is way up there, like no others, man. Okay, so let's get a little bit of this, a little bit more into Esau's mindset, his spirit, his wisdom or knowledge of wickedness. It says, "Lest there," this is Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright." And you walking in these other paths, if you are outside of Esau Edom, all right, really I'm speaking to you Israelites. If you hold on to this man, this world, and walk in his ways, that's likened to trying to give away your birthright. Right? For whatever goals that you want to reach, or whatever goals this world tells you to reach for, instead of coming back to the Lord, man, and going in his way. All right. Luckily for us, and not to say that there's any luck, but because the Lord loves us so, right, He won't allow us to get rid of our birthright, man. Okay. Us seeing this come to fruition is in all of our future. All right. It's just a question of, are you going to get there by pain, or are you going to get there in a righteous way through this narrow path? I mean, this path is difficult, but it's all worth it. All right. A lot of people want to take the easy route. Hold on to this world whichever way you can. Okay. Hebrews 12 and 16 again, it says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought for it carefully with tears. And there's a day coming where it's going to be known as too late. All right. One popular excuse we hear for people not to take heed to these scriptures is that people have been saying it's the last days forever. There's going to come a day where you miss that S. There's going to come a time where it is known as the last day. All right. It's going to be too late. And yes, it has been the last days ever since the Lord was on the scene, man. Okay? This speaks to how much the Lord loves us. All this time and chance we've had to turn and walk in His ways. All right? Which that's not going to be, that's not an empty thing, right? Because the Lord knew that His remnant and His elect would take advantage of this time in the right way. Right? Take advantage of this time of opportunity and not be like Esau. All right? Who the Spirit has been in this man for a while now. Let's go back to Genesis really quick and get an example of this. It says, and when Esau, this is Genesis 27 and 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. Right? He had heard, he had just found out that Jacob had received his blessing, all right, his birthright. Okay? Now Esau trying to play the victim. Again, this spirit has been on him since back in Genesis, man. Genesis 27 and 35, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? All right, he didn't tell the whole truth there, man. He didn't tell of the deal that he made with his brother. Remember, we read back here, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. All right, why didn't he bring this up? All right, his knowledge of wickedness, right? He knew how to not tell the whole truth. Okay. Or he tried to have his cake and eat it too, man. He tried to make a deal with his brother, and then try to get that thing back. All right, he tried to have his cake and eat it too. Okay, Genesis 27 and 37, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? All right, hey, what's been done is done. Okay, our blessing is our blessing. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And playing the victim, man. All right? Being a little, man, yeah, you're just playing the victim. All right, Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac, his father, answered him, excuse me, and Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. All right, it's going to be everywhere. And of the dew of heaven from above. All right, he's going to have some sort of knowledge, the knowledge of wickedness, right? And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. Okay, so he lives by a sword, even to this day. All these wars and shit, they point the finger at Jacob on the corner. All right, they point the finger at the mafia and all this other stuff, man. But where did they learn all this stuff from? All right, they do everything. They point the finger at. They are the accuser, as a matter of fact. All right, the Sicilians, the brothers on the corner. All right, not that we're saying that was right. That was wickedness. All right, but the thing about Esau is that he points at this and then hides his hand. He throws a rock and hides his hand. Who's starting these wars on a global level? All right, who's killing the earth? Why is everything dying? Let's talk about that. Okay, Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. Okay, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, right, when you are in control, Esau, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And what happened when that happened? What happened when Esau came free or got free? He went out and deceived the world, man. All right? He went out and deceived the world. Okay? Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. This has been in their hearts. This has been in their minds since back in Genesis, man. Okay? It's the same spirit. He ain't got rid of that spirit, man. This is the spirit that the Lord put on him. Okay? So now he uses his wisdom, which is the knowledge of wickedness, to gather people to himself. All right? He uses his sword, okay, and then gathers people with his wisdom, his divinity, his craftiness, his policies. Okay, so this is Habakkuk 2 and 6. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." All right, they go around conquering a bunch of things, taking, all right, rape, robbing, murder, all right, gathering to himself. The whole world sees it, man. Everyone sees it. The Lord has made you bare. All right, He has put you on display for the world. That's all. That's all that has happened. All your bragging, all your boasting, and your wickedness. All right, making deals, going back on them. It's doing everything to benefit you. Right? Habakkuk 2 and 7, it says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of that dwell within." Now let me look at these translations really quick. NLT, "Because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence." NIV, "Because you have plundered many nations, the people who are left will plunder you. For you have shed human blood, You have destroyed lands and cities and everyone in them. That's a part of that blessing. All right, you shall live by your sword. All right, let's check this A and P. Because you, king of Babylon, have looted many nations, all peoples who are left will loot you, because of human bloodshed and for the violence done to the land, to the city, and all its inhabitants. All right. You got it. You got that curse coming with that blessing. Okay. Your blessing is a curse. All right. And our curse, in a way, it's a blessing. All right. It points to whom we are. All right. It points to whom we are, and knowing who we are is a blessing. All right. We've mentioned this quote before. I don't know where it come from, but it said the worst captivity that you can be in is one in which you forget who you are. All right, and that has been beat out of us and forgotten. All right, till now, the spirit. All right, Habakkuk 2:7, it says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee?" Oh, no, I read that already. Hold on. Let's go down here to Habakkuk 2:9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that they may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right, you do have no idea what you have done, man. All right, you didn't consider the latter end of your actions. Habakkuk 2:11, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. All right, they call us that are awakened and are crying a sign. All right, lively stones. All right, we are crying out. Okay, Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Okay, all of those things, all right, speak of Esau, Edom. All right, his spirit that he has on him. Furthermore, Micah 2:1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." Okay, Micah 2:2, and they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. This is what Esau, Edom has done. This is the type of spirit they have on them. All right, so they are living up to their blessing. Okay, what they got from Isaac, living by the sword. All right, man. Okay, so the Lord has made plain you to us. Okay, your wisdom, your knowledge of wickedness points to who exactly you are. Your knowledge of wickedness isn't wisdom. Is not wisdom. All right. Let's look at now back to Habakkuk chapter 2, but up at verse 1. All right. Since the Lord has given us this wisdom through the Holy Spirit, all right, through the men, all right, we have this understanding of why things are the way they are, why you are the way that you are, your knowledge of wickedness, all right, it makes you plain. Okay, what does the Lord tell us to do with this? Habakkuk 2:1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what shall I answer when I am reproved? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. All right, that goes with these prophecies, these warnings. All right, that goes with knowing who our enemies are, knowing who we are, knowing who our power is. All of these things of the scriptures. All right, tell the truth of it. Okay, make it plain. All right, Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right, Esau, but the just shall live by his faith. That speaks to us. All right. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. Your philosophies, man. All right. He is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. You all over this earth doing wicked shit, man. Who enlargeth his desire as hell. All right. Not only the treasures of the earth, the lands, but the people are your desire. All right. And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. These scriptures speak so clearly. All right. These scriptures point out you, us, all right, everything of this world, man. All right. So let me check this time really quick. It's already been 21 minutes. Let me see what's next here. All right, yeah, we can. I'm coming right back, Lord willing. I mean, anything can happen between me cutting this video and going into the next. You never know. But Lord willing, we stop this video the way it is right here, and then come right back. All right. So with that, call Allah Yahweh, Baha Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Shem, Rakaha Quadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.